I'm trying to get the jet pump in before I flip the boat back over, but I'm having a problem. Every time I set something on here, just slides off. So yeah, the Gator Glide is definitely doing its job. Stuff does not grip to that at all. Got my bounty of screws from the other jet ski. You can probably see these had red Loctite on them. I don't know why they would put that on the grate. I mean, you need to be able to take that off if you get any rocks or junk down in between this grate. So because you have to take that off, I'm actually going to put nickel anti-seize on these bolts. Hopefully I don't lose any. I have a couple extra. And this extra grate is going to be going to Marty's project. His is all torn up. He's got the same jet ski I told you already, but his grate not looking too good. So I grabbed this one while I was down there. Let me give that to him. He's been working on his a little bit. He's ready for water testing soon. So hopefully I'll go out with him and we don't have any catastrophic failures on that. A couple things I fixed here. This was a little bit loose. I tightened that up from the inside. And this had a little bit of play with the rubber seal that came on the end of this, and this was moving a little bit. So I 5200'd it. Is that a word? 5200'd it? I guess not. I sealed it with 5200 and put a piece of fuel line around it and then hose clamped it. So hopefully that's not going to interfere with any of my mounting points and will be an appropriate fix. This shouldn't be moving, and it isn't. It's locked into place, and once the sealant / glue dries, it'll definitely be locked in place. So we'll just let that dry. Steering and reverse cables hook on is pretty neat. They have a pin and then a little spring-loaded collar. So you just pull that collar back. What's that? So that's your steering. And reverse bucket is the same exact thing. Next we have the ride plate. It sits down in here. And I don't need the speedometer housing. That's right here. I have a GPS speedometer that I'm going to be using. So maybe we'll make a little plate and fill that in. We got our swim ladder bolted down. That looks good. Sweet. All right, so this is pretty much back together. on the bottom side here. Looking good. Swim ladder. Got our cables hooked up. And reverse bucket. Got everything greased. We put our little plate on here to cover the speed sensor that we're not going to use. One thing about this ride plate is once we get in the water, we're going to have to see how the trim levels are. Do we need to shim this up at all? Is it going to run perfectly fine first time in? You know, hey, it could happen. We hope so. You know, are we going to get any cavitation with the water coming into the scoop? That all remains to be seen. But, you know, I don't think the water flow is going to be too upset coming across that bottom and getting into the grate there. I hope not. And then as far as the pitch of the boat, you're not going to know until you get in the water. You know, it's got a whole different weight distribution. So, you know, there's going to be, the engine's not on the very back now. It's moved up, you know, a good bit up in this area. So what's that going to do to the, you know, the attitude of the boat? Is the front going to be higher than it was before or lower? Same? I don't know. It's one of those things you just have to put it in the water and figure out. So anyways, we will we'll do our water testing then, and possible things we can do: shim this ride plate. We can put on trim tabs on the back if we need to get the boat riding differently when we're on full throttle. So we'll see what we got to do. Been 3 days since I put the Gator Glide on. It's starting to get nice and hard. Definitely, it's not soft anymore. You can't get your nail into it too much. So seems like it's hardening up nicely. So next step is I have to sand this top part that's going to get painted. I have to sand that up with 100 grit, prep it for gator base. Alright, so the only silver strip I'm going to retain is on the outside here. There is a similar looking detail that goes around here. I'm just going to paint that. This is all masked off now and wiped down with acetone. So I'm going to gator base everything. These sides and the front of the top. I'm not going to do the deck. That's just going to get foam on it. I think the foam will stick nicely to that. So we'll just let that go. Coat number 3. Take you on a quick walk around here. Topside primer is all done. Right, I've been excited to get to this part of the process. We're finally going to do some topside painting. I have some neat ideas in mind. I'm going to put up a couple concept pictures on the screen here. I did some quick and dirty photoshopping, showing the graphite color on the bottom, then a couple different ideas for the top. I really like the fade from the light blue to the darker blue, more of a royal blue. And then out of the different patterns and designs I was thinking about, I really like the idea of a hexagon kind of transition from the lighter blue to the medium blue on the back. In looking around, I found a camo stencil that was a hexagon shape. And so we're going to put that in with the design. I'll show you how we do that. Well, guess what? Green tape doesn't stick to Gator Glide.
Oh, no.
Look at this.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word.
All right. Well, we'll have to use another method. It's kind of some cheap duct tape.
Yeah.
Not super strong, but it might stick to this. Yeah, probably will. There we go, guys. All masked off. Got the duct tape at the bottom. Got the aluminum covered at the top. Main color is sail blue. And it's gonna fade into Maui Blue, and then I have some other accent colors. It's a view of our color scheme. Front of the boat, back of the boat, top of the boat, and then we'll do some mixing together for the camo effect. Water Hex Camo. I know there's been something similar done before, but maybe not this exact combination. Oh, the paint that we're using is gloss protective enamel. I think that'll hold up well, especially with our good primer that we have on here. And we scuffed the primer, should adhere well. Maui Blue. Pretty cool. Take it from a little further back. Yeah, it's cool looking. Making a mess of this, but it does look pretty cool. I think I'm gonna stop about there, so we'll have about probably 6 feet of transition. Okay, here we are the next day after doing some of the side painting. This turned out pretty nice up close. By the way, guys, this is the stencil that I used. It's Redleg Hex Camo. There's 2 patterns, and you can kind of overlap the top of them to make some neat looking different designs. So I just used the small one so far. Pretty happy with how it looks up close. I think that looks cool, but when you get further away, I think it would benefit from coming in with some of the bigger pattern, contrasting color, maybe like a silver. Anyways, you can see I'm all prepped, sanded, wiped down, masked off for my top coat. Right, we're going to use the bigger pattern here so that you can see it from further away. I did blue on the top of the fins, like the concept picture. And I still have to mask off and do a silver stripe going down the bottom of that. For this stripe, I'm going in with some charcoal gray first, then topping that with the metallic silver. Alright guys, see these big stencil marks on the side right here? I hit them with a little bit of the Maui Blue in the middle of them. They're starting to get nice, so it's soon time to stop building and start enjoying getting out on the river. So looking forward to that.